If you're anything like I was when I hadn't been in a relationship yet, you may be anxious, you may be nervous, you may be sad, you may be depressed. You may feel like something's wrong with you. You may feel like, well, dang, when's my turn? Or you may feel like every time you open social media, there's someone else, one of your friends, who's gotten engaged, had a baby, started a family. And I remember when I hadn't been in a relationship yet, I was about 18 years old. And this video could be for any age. This video could range from 16 to 100. It does not matter. This is for you if you have not been in a relationship yet. Rushing a relationship is one of the most life altering things that you can do. You can actually end up delaying what God has for you, bruh, if you rush a relationship. Now, I say this: you can delay what God has for you. You can never stop it. What's for you is for you, and it always will be for you. But you can delay things. And I feel like that's what I did in my life. So, man, where do I start? I remember my first relationship, man. Everybody remembers my first relationship. I was 18, fresh out of high school. We actually started dating when I was in my senior year, I think. Yeah, the end of my senior year. And it was just crazy. Like, it was my first real relationship, meeting parents and just interacting. And like, we were inseparable. Like, it was crazy. We dated through like the end of high school and then college. And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to marry this girl, and like nothing can mess this up, until it did. You know what I mean? Like, you have that mindset, like nothing can go wrong especially that first relationship. Nothing can go wrong until it does. I lost friends over this relationship. I burnt bridges. I wasted time, years and years of my life, just with this person, only for it to not work out. So, like, I feel like we look at social media, and like, especially if you're my age or like in my age bracket, and you see so many people like engaged and having babies and families and stuff, but you never know like what they went through to get that. So I say that to say I rushed into that relationship because I wanted to get into a relationship so bad, and I may have ended up wasting away some of the time that I could have been spending getting to know another girl, or like just doing more fun things. Like, when I was in college, I was like always like running home to like go see her and stuff like that, and it really took away from like my college experience. And I feel like it kind of robbed me of like a lot of years that I could have spent like having fun. But I wanted to rush it, and I thought I was ready to be in a relationship, so I was like, let's just go full throttle with this thing and like see what happens. And then it didn't work out. I know you may feel like super behind if you're someone who's maybe like mid 20s or like early 30s, and you see these early 20-year-olds like with families and like multiple kids, and or maybe they've just got engaged, and there's you who's just been living alone for years, and you're like, well, dang, is there something wrong with me? Like, what the heck am I doing wrong? So I have to say this: you are not behind at all. Everybody's life moves at a different pace. You could have a relationship when you're 20 versus someone who doesn't start their relationship until they're 30. And then you could have like a dream job that you really wanted by the age of 30, and then someone else gets it by the age of 50. But then guess what? The person who got that dream job at that earlier age dies earlier. You know what I mean? Every person's life moves at a different pace. So don't think that you're behind. So I say that to say, everything that glitters ain't gold. You don't know what that couple is going through behind closed doors. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know one couple that's been together for longer than 5 years that hasn't had huge arguments, multiple arguments with families, blow ups. They've probably broken up multiple times. They've really had to fight for the relationship. Like, relationships is not what you see in the movies. It's not what you see on social media where everybody's all goo goo gaga and cuddly and booed up with each other. Like, that's what they portray on the internet for you to see, because those are the highlights of their relationship. But you don't see what goes on behind closed doors. You don't see how that person got cheated on. You don't see how they may be in an abusive relationship. Like, there's a lot of things behind closed doors that you don't see. So just know that everything that glitters ain't gold, and you do not want to rush into something only for it to not be what you thought it was going to be, and now you're back to square one, and you've wasted more time. Now, I'm not by any means saying that relationships are bad at all. Like, relationships are great. They're literally the most beautiful thing in this world. We're actually meant to be with somebody. Like, we are creatures that need human interaction. Like, we need other human interaction to thrive. And as many people that want to deny that, I'll let you deny it. But I mean, you can't tell me that like human interaction doesn't make you happy from time to time. Like, even if you're an introvert, human interaction from time to time is necessary. So I say that to say that relationships are great, but they're not for someone who is rushing into it just because of what they see on social media or what they see on the outside picture of, like, whenever they go out and they see all these couples together and, oh, like, I want to be like them, I want to have that. And they're not for someone who hasn't taken the time to really work on themselves and figure out what they want and what they don't want, because that's a big one. I feel like a lot of the times too, when you get into a relationship, a lot of times that first person is not it. That first person was just to show you what you don't want. That first person was to show you what love is not, so that that next person can really sweep you off your feet and show you what you've been missing this whole entire time. When you thought that first person was it, the whole time you had no standards because you had never been in a relationship, so you didn't know what you want. So now you found out what you didn't want, to go on and find out what you do want. So just focus on that. Focus on building yourself up. Focus on figuring out what you do want and what you don't want. Focus on finding that type of person that you want and building that standard of what you want, and then focus on being that standard that you want. Because a lot of people, they want a certain type of person for themselves, but they're not even that type of person, or they're not even that level of person yet. And I'm not gonna lie, that's why a lot of people are single. So I'll say this again: focus on being the standard that you want. And I'm not talking about looks wise, I'm talking about just all in all as a person. Also, guys, you have to put yourself out there. Like, go out, go have fun, go meet new people. That's how you date. Like, that's how you get to know people. You can't just expect like that person to fall out of thin air and become your wife or husband. Like, it does not work like that. You have to get up off your butt and go out and, put yourself out there, get on a dating app. I know there's like a lot of times dating apps are frowned upon. Just, have discernment. If you're going to get on dating apps, have discernment, know how to weed out people that are only on there for a certain reason. It's really quite easy, to be honest. But yes, guys, you have to put yourself out there, go join a run club, go to a yoga class, go to a workout class, go to a biking class. There's a lot of different things around your city that you could get into, a lot of different clubs and things like that where a lot of single people are at, if you're wanting to meet new people. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here and make this quick video because I really like talking about stuff like this. I did a video last week titled "To Anyone Who's Still a Virgin." You guys really seem to like that one. So I definitely wanted to touch on relationships because I feel like it's one of those things that a lot of people just really think they want to be in until they get in one. So I just really wanted to touch on that because, like I said, I just feel like a lot of people don't know what relationships really are. They just know what they see on social media and what they see from the outer perspective. So yeah, guys, subscribe if you want to join my family. Turn on the post notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post. Love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.